up, in this week's episode I'm on location from 3 of the biggest theme parks here in Sweden. I'm going to be starting off here at Liseberg amusement park, checking out the construction of that brand new B&M dive machine and having a look at all the other changes around the park for the 2018 season. I'll then be going to Kolmården, seeing what's new there for the season, and of course getting back on my #1 roller coaster, Wildfire. Finally, I'll be ending this week's episode in Gröna Lund, located in the beautiful city of Stockholm. I can't wait to bring it to you guys in this week's episode. I'm Sean Sandbrook, welcome to Sweden, and that means it's time to cue those titles. It's Wednesday, the 2nd of May, 2018. Oh yes, and welcome to this week's On Location episode here from Sweden. We're starting off then here at Liseberg Amusement Park that opened back in 1923 in the city of Gothenburg. It's a gorgeous park. I first visited for Helix back in 2014. And yeah, this year they are celebrating 95 years of operation. So before I go into talk about what they're building at the moment, let's just talk a little bit about the operations of the park and what they've done for this year. It opened on Saturday, they had a firework display, there was live bands in the park, and the atmosphere was incredible. They had all bubble machines down the entrance, giving away freebies. They actually had someone who was 95 years old, born the same year that Liseberg opened, to come and cut the ribbon. That for me is a really special experience. And that leads me on to talk about what is probably the most popular ride here at the park. It is, of course, Helix, the final version of which just there behind me. And yeah, it's an incredible ride manufactured by Mack. It's a double launch coaster, and I absolutely love it. You can just hear the screams of everybody getting their last rides in. Now, Helix has undergone a few changes for this year. The main one of those being the fact that now there is seat belts on each of the chairs on the trains. Now, this is a bit of an unpopular decision out there, but obviously safety does come first. And we have actually had a behind-the-scenes tour at the park today. There will be a separate video from that on the channel that'll be well worth checking out, where we go in the maintenance sheds and all that kind of stuff, and even in the op cabins. But yes, with this, I actually asked them today, and they did say that they've actually put the seat belts on, not because there's been an incident or because of like they think that the restraints have got are unsafe. Basically, the members of the public, when they've done surveys and things, felt like there wasn't enough holding them in on the ride. Obviously, us enthusiasts, we love that kind of stuff. But the general public felt the need for something more. Even though it's been running for 4 years here in Sweden, and oh, look at that go, it's beautiful. Like I say, it has now got seat belts. It doesn't affect the ride experience at all, but it has, however, affected the throughput. It's still running 3 trains this evening, which is great. But yeah, hopefully, once the staff get more used to it, it will definitely speed things up. But yes, it's really nice to see. Helix looks quite fresh, actually. The trains look like they've all been cleaned up nicely over winter. Lots gone on at the park. And that leads me to talk about what they've been doing at the moment, building a brand new ride from B&M. It looks absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at this. Now, last season in 2017, Liseberg opened up an intimate gyro swing called Loki. I didn't get a chance to experience it on my visit last April, mainly because it was still testing. It wasn't quite ready for the start of the season. However, it has meant that this trip have got a new ride, and it was absolutely fantastic to get on it. It is now actually my #1 worldwide flat ride. A really good addition to the park. And of course, I love that type of attraction. Maelstrom at Drayton Manor has always been one of my favourites out there. But the key to this one is it's absolutely huge. It's a much larger version of the ride. It can seat many more people, meaning for a park like this that's growing, it's got a really good throughput, really high capacity. Now also with this, it's the restraints. Obviously Maelstrom's got the over-the-shoulder intimate restraints. With this, it is just a lap bar with 2 sort of bars going up at the side, but they don't touch you. They're out here, so it means that really your shoulders are free, and when you actually swing out, the amount of airtime you get is crazy. They've really thought about the positioning of it. Obviously they're doing this whole Norse mythology area based on myths and legends, and Boulder, the intimate wooden coaster, fits in just next to it as well. So obviously with this, you swing out, it feels like you're going to fall out and hit Boulder. absolutely fantastic sensation, and that's why I rank it so highly. Like I say, operations have been great. Balder running 2 trains, Helix on 3, Liseberg Bannon, that's been running 4 trains out of 5. One of them's over in Germany having some extensive work done to it at the moment. But yeah, park operations have been great. As always really here at Liseberg, you can't fault them with operations. It has been the busiest trip I've seen out here. Normally I get loads of re-rides in, but this one not quite as many. I've still had 13 rides on Helix across 2 days, which isn't bad at all. But normally I do about 25 to 30 on a trip. But yeah, it's been great to get back here. Now, I will be coming back later this year because obviously I'm standing here and there's a massive new ride behind me, 154 foot tall to be exact, and that is Valkyria, a brand new dive machine from Bolliger & Mabillard. It looks absolutely stunning, and now they have been having some issues with it in terms of digging out the tunnel, hence why it's not finished yet. It was never actually supposed to open for the start of the season, but it was supposed to be opening maybe sort of May, June time. Now it's looking to be July, August. Because of the hill that I'm standing on and the beautiful city of Gothenburg, as much as it's a lovely city, they've been having issues digging down to actually build the tunnel what it will go into. So obviously with this, it'll go down the drop onto the holding brake, straight down the vertical drop, in through the tunnel into an Immelman. It'll then move around into a Heartline roll, a 0G roll, and it looks absolutely fantastic, it really does. So here's a few shots then of the construction taking place of this awesome new ride. You can see them there on your screen. It's got some really good theming. You've got the station there, which looks kind of similar to Woden at Europa Park. Obviously that's got the same sort of feel with that, the Vikings and the whole like Norse mythology theme going on. But I like it. It's based on like a Norwegian church, I believe, and it looks stunning, it really does. So yes, I will be back later in the year to ride it. Like I say, I love the colour scheme to it. It looks great, like the gold colour track. And yeah, I can't wait to come back and experience that later on in 2018. Now I tell you what, it's been quite strange the past couple of days, seeing just some B&M track ending there in the park. But it's been a unique opportunity to actually come along here and see the ride before it's finished. It's rare to actually see a B&M coaster like that, and just the end of the track there, and of course at the top where the drop's going to be as well. It has been great to see it, and if you want to see Valkyria in even more detail, then check out our vlog here from Liseberg, and also a construction update that I filmed as well. That's all for this little section of the video. It's now time to head about 200 miles up the road, or as I'm doing it via train, to go to my next park, which is Kolmården. Let's go. So yes, I've made the journey of around 200 miles from Gothenburg and Liseberg Amusement Park here to Kolmården. Now this is a wildlife park. I visited for the first time last year and I really didn't know what quite to expect from this park, other than the fact that they had this massive roller coaster just behind me, which is of course Wildfire. It's a Rocky Mountain construction coaster that features 3 inversions. It reaches a top speed of over 70 miles an hour and it stands there on the hillside at 163 feet with 180-foot drop that goes right off the edge of the cliff just there. It's a stunning ride. I've had 15 rides on it so far today and I'm happy to confirm that it's still an absolutely amazing roller coaster. Now of course I rode it back in September last year. It was really quiet at the park. It's a little bit busier today, but I've still had numerous rides on it. But I seem to remember it being a lot faster than what it is today, or when I first rode it today. Now obviously with me having so many rides on it last time, I was here with Alex, we did a silly amount of rides on it, and I obviously remembered them fast rides towards the end of the day. I'd forgot just how much this ride actually speeds up throughout the day, because I went on it this morning and I felt a little bit underwhelmed. I was like, oh god, it didn't feel anywhere near as fast. And then I've been on it throughout the day. I did a little session where I spent an hour on it earlier on, and yeah, I must say that it's definitely restored faith. I was worrying a bit at first that maybe they changed the wheels or done something to the trains to make it not feel quite as fast. But yeah, with this ride, it really makes a difference when you go on it. So if you do come out here to Kolmården, definitely make sure you ride it later in the day and also towards the back of the train. But yeah, Wildfire, a stunning ride. In terms of other changes around the park, nothing else to really report on. I have been round and had a little look to see what else has happened. I've been on the 2 other junior coasters. One of them is manufactured by Vekoma and is located just over there. You got another one which is from Sierra that opened in 2015, the year before Wildfire opened. Because obviously that was a 2016 coaster. And yeah, I must say the park looks really fresh. Obviously been around to see a few of the animals and things as well, but it's mainly been getting back on that for me really. Might sound a bit silly, but I'll mention it anyway. The only new thing I've noticed around the park is a new shop which is a Coca-Cola store opposite Wildfire, but it is themed to like a Wild West general store, so it kind of fits in there quite nicely really. But other than that, no changes to report. Operations have been great, plenty of rides on Wildfire and riding the other attractions here at the park. It's certainly worth coming out here though to experience it if you've never been here before. Me now, it's my second visit in 6 months, so I will be leaving it a little while before I do come back to this park again. As much as I love Wildfire, it's a brilliant coaster. It needs to, there needs to be some more stuff here now for me to come back to this park. But when will I next come here? Who knows? It might be next year if they have a new ride. It might be in a few years. I'm really not too sure at the moment when that will be. But it's been great to get back here. I'm now going to be making my way up to Stockholm and to Gröna Lund, a really nice amusement park located around the waters there. It looks stunning. I went there for the first time last year and it's a really nice park. So let's make our way up there for the final segment of this week's episode. Now for the final park of my trip, I've travelled around 100 miles from Kolmården here to the capital of Sweden. Welcome to Stockholm and the beautiful Gröna Lund amusement park. So yes, welcome to Gröna Lund, and you've just seen a few shots there of some of the rides here at the park. Now it opened 135 years ago, and they're celebrating that huge milestone in 2018. Now there's 7 different roller coasters here at the park. My favourite one here is Jetline. It's a classic coaster that opened in the 80s here at the park. It's a Schwarzkopf layout, but the track itself was built by Sierra, and also the same company that built Olympia Looping. Obviously that comes over to the UK each year for Hyde Park Winter Wonderland. It's got a lovely atmosphere about it. My favourite area of the park, this like American boardwalk area where you've got a jet line, and then you come round to the front just here. You've got like some beautiful views over Stockholm and all the water just here, and of course Twister just behind me. Now with Twister, it's a ride where the actual track is made of wood, but the actual support structure is made of steel. That was mainly so they could fit it into this park. It is a tiny theme park, one of the smallest parks I've actually been to, but that doesn't mean it's short of attractions. Like I say, you've got the 7 coasters, you've got an awesome dark ride, a ghost train, which is brilliant. So on that, Twister going behind me. So on the dark ride here, on the ghost train, it's very advanced. It was an old ride, but then now they've modernised it. I think it was in 2011 they did that. Basically, they completely upgraded all the track system. It now tilts, there's back prodders in the seats. It's really good. And then the actual effects on the ride. You've got fire, Tesla coils, some really good animatronics. It's actually quite a scary ghost train, and it's still got that classic feel about it. It might have all the modern things, but it's still got the classic feel that you still love on a ghost train. Some other great rides here, plenty of tower rides. There's a couple of Intamin drop towers, an S&S shot tower. You've got a Star Flyer in the middle of the park. There's so much to see here. And the main thing I'm here to talk about is their developments for 2021. It might be a few years away yet, but believe it or not, this park, even though it's tiny, are actually building a B&M inverted coaster. It's going to be located near the entrance of the park, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just how they fit it in here with the landscape in, the fact there's a lot of buildings here. Obviously they're going to have to change a lot of the layout, and the station itself is actually going to be built underground. So I really look forward to seeing how that looks come 2021. Now over winter, the park did post a picture on social media saying that they had started construction, mainly over towards the entrance area of the park where the station's going to be. So yeah, it looks like they've done a bit of digging work there, but it's now been covered back over. So I'm not too sure if they've maybe put something in underground ready, or if they were just checking the area ready for foundations, but certainly one to follow in the future. But yes, Gröna Lund, a gorgeous park. Like the 3 parks that I've visited, there will be vlogs on the channel. The Liseberg vlog's now online, Kolmården to come in the next few days, and of course a video here from Gröna Lund. It's been a fantastic trip, a nice easy one to do as well, so make sure you check out the travel vlog to see just how it's done, and also the accommodation I'm staying in. I'm actually in a boat just over there opposite the park, which is gorgeous, especially in this nice weather. Last time I was here in September 2017, the weather wasn't great, so it's been good to get back here and enjoy it in the sunshine. Anyway, that's enough then from Liseberg, Gröna Lund and Kolmården. Let's have a little bit of Interact with me. As my trip to Sweden comes to a close, I stand here now in Stockholm to bring you Interact With Me. The first photo we've got then is from Matthew, who's got this picture from Tidal Wave. Next up we've got Ethan with a Wicker Man on-ride photo. Then we've got Gregor, who had a photo with me and Charlotte's Brick at Alton Towers. Thanks for sending those ones in. We've then got Matthew at Universal Singapore, and then Lewis with a Wicker Man on-ride photo. Also with a picture on Wicker Man, we've got Matt, so thanks for sharing that one. We've then got Jensen, who's got a photo at Walt Disney World, and then we've got Derek and family outside the Wonder Woman roller coaster. Next up then, we've got Clayton with this Twister on-ride photo, so thanks for sharing that one. We then got Edward and Lauren who had a picture with me and Andy. It was great to meet you, and make sure if you see us at the theme parks to say hello. We've then got Kim, who's had a photo here with me and Charlotte's Brick on the plaza at Alton Towers. We then got Eddie, who had a photo with Alex. James up next with a Smiler on-ride photo from Alton Towers. We've got Wayne with a Revolution on-ride photo there as well. And also Dylan with a Hero on-ride photo. Hope your ride wasn't too painful. We then got Jenny with a fantastic merchandise collection. Charlie, who's got a support template for Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, that's a good one. Simon with some Alton Towers merchandise there. Aaron with an Alton Towers book, and then the happy birthdays. So a big happy birthday from Sweden to Luke, Daniel, and also Nico as well. So thank you very much for watching this on-location episode of Theme Park Worldwide Weekly. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I have bringing it to you guys. It's been weird for me really, filming it in 3 different locations, starting off over at Gothenburg and Liseberg, moving on to Kolmården, and then ending it here in the beautiful harbour in Stockholm. I'm going for a bit of an explore round, and if you want to see me having an explore around the city away from the theme parks, then check out my second channel, Adventure Sean. The link is down below in the video description. Obviously in that video I go around more of the museums, the general things around to see, and generally explore places like this. It's a gorgeous evening here. The park's just closed over at Gröna Lund, so I'm going for an explore, take my camera with me and just see where the night goes. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check out all the 3 different vlogs. You've got the one that's already online, of course, from Liseberg. Kolmården is to come. We did a behind the scenes at Liseberg that's well worth checking out, that's now online. And yet again, Gröna Lund vlog will be online in the next few days. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Sean Sandbrook, and here from Sweden, that means it's time to cue those credits. Bye guys.